Good day, everyone. Thank you for being here today. It is an honor to speak to you about a topic that touches the very core of human compassion and solidarity: organ donation. This isn't just a medical procedure, it is a profound act of love, a gift of life, and as well as we'll explore today, a moral responsibility deeply rooted in both human dignity and Catholic teachings. What is organ donation? According to the World Health Organization, organ donation takes healthy organs and tissues from a donor and transplant them into a recipient. Most donations occur after the donor has died, but some can be donated while alive. Organs cannot be stored and must be used within hours of removing them from the donor's body. Organ donation is the process of taking healthy organs and tissues and transplanting them into someone whose life depends on it. Most of our donations can occur after we die, and some parts of it, like kidneys or the liver, can be given while we are still alive. Internal organs that you can donate includes kidneys, livers, pancreas, heart, intestines, and lungs. Transplantation is often used to treat end-stage kidney disease. Diabetes is the most common cause of kidney and pancreas transplantation. Other donatable issues include blood, stem cells, veins, skin, bone, cornea, and heart valves. Cartilages, tendons, and ligaments can also be used to mend damaged tissues in the recipient. These gifts are often the only hope for people suffering from end-stage organ failure, chronic illness, or traumatic injury. But organ donation is not just a scientific marvel, it is a human miracle. It is the moment when one person's loss becomes another person's second chance. Now, let's turn to the moral dimension, especially from the Catholic perspective. Organ transplants are in conformity with the moral law if the physical and psychological dangers and risk incurred by the donor are proportionate to the good sought for the recipient. Donation of organs after death is a noble and meritorious act, and it is to be encouraged as a manifestation of generous solidarity. To continue, it is not morally acceptable if the donor or who legitimately speak for him have not given their explicit consent. It is furthermore morally inadmissible directly to bring about the disabling mutilation or death of a human being in order to delay the death of persons. According to the Catechism, it is morally acceptable if the risk to the donor are proportionate to the good received by the recipient. Furthermore, it also states that you cannot take it forcibly, as we are to discuss that in the next slide. According to the Catholic Church, organ donation is considered a morally acceptable and even praiseworthy act, provided it adheres to a specific ethical and theological criteria. Here are the key principles. Number one, it is free and informed consent. Organ donation must be a voluntary act, given freely and with full understanding by the donor or their family. Selling organs is strictly prohibited. It is not allowed. Donations must be acts of love and charity. Number two, vital organs must be only taken from a person who is morally and medically certain to be deceased. The Church supports the concept of brain death as a valid criterion, but emphasizes that there must be moral certainty, not just medical opinion, that death has occurred. The dead donor rule is upheld. Vital organs must not be removed from a living person even if death is imminent, meaning death must be certain before organs can be harvested or removed. Number three, respect for human dignity. The body must be treated with reverence both during and after the donation process. Organ donation should not interfere with Catholic funeral rites. In most cases, even organ donors can have open casket funerals. And number four, donation of non-vital organs. Living donations of non-vital organs are permitted if the risk to the donor are proportionate to the benefits of the recipient. Meaning, if I take a kidney from a person and that person, sorry, if if a certain person donated a kidney to another person, the one who donated must be certain that he will be able to take good care of his body after his donation, because that is how things should go. And of course, the church teaches us that the body will be resurrected, but this belief does not prohibit organ donation. The resurrected body is understood to be glorified and a whole, regardless of physical changes during life after death. According to Pope John Paul II, in his encyclical Evangelium Vitae, he called organ donation as a particularly praiseworthy example of gestures that foster a culture of life, performed in an ethically acceptable manner, with a view to offering a chance of health and even of life itself to the sick who sometimes have no other hope. He also emphasized that it must be done ethically without coercion or commodification. It must be first emphasized, as I observed on another occasion, that every transplant has its source in a decision of great ethical value. The decision to offer without reward is part of one's own body for the health and well being of another person. He reiterated that giving organs is a very noble thing as long as its goal, its objective is for the good. But if it's for the bad, like gaining profit, then it is morally wrong. Pope Francis echoed in his 2019 address to the Italian Association for Organ Donors, saying that organ donation is proposed not only as an act of social responsibility, but as an expression of universal fraternity that binds all men and women, meaning that donation is not only an act of responsibility, but also an expression of our universal connectedness, our connection to every human beings. It is very vital that we give to those people, especially the ones who are in need, our organs that could help them and save their lives. So what does this mean for us? In the same letter that Pope Francis addressed to the association, he said at the latter part, I encourage you to continue in your efforts to defend and promote life through the marvelous means of organ donation. I like to recall Jesus' words Give, and it will be given to you. Good measure pressed down, shaken together, running over, where the Lord spares no adjectives, will be put into your lap. It means that organ donation is more than a medical decision. It is a moral calling. It is a way to live out the gospel, to give and it will be given to you. As Jesus said in Luke chapter 6 verse 38, a way to defend and promote life, especially for those who have no other hope. It is also a challenge for us to challenge our comfort zones. Are we willing to talk about death, sacrifice, and generosity in a culture that often avoids these topics? Are we ready to make decisions that reflect our deepest values? The church invites us to see our bodies not just as biological vessels, but as instruments of grace. As Catholics beautifully puts it, your body is a gift, and in giving part of ourselves, literally, we participate in the mystery of the life, death, and resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ. In closing, organ donation is a profound act of love. It is a bridge between science and faith, between suffering and hope. It is a way to live generously, die meaningfully, and leave behind a legacy that breathes life into others. Let us reflect on this gift and educate ourselves, talk with our families, and consider how we might one day offer this act of solidarity. And above all, let us remember that in giving life, we honor the one who gave us life first. Thank you, and God bless us all. This slide and the following slide are the sources and reference for my report. Feel free to view them and browse them for reference and basis. Feel free to check these references too, because these references also I use them for my report.